Farmer Tom Peterson is having to truck water in so his cows have something to drink to stay alive. Under normal circumstances, they would drink from a local pond. But here's the problem. It's dried up. And on Peterson's soy fields, the crops might look healthy from a distance, but the roots of the plants that should be covered with wet mud instead have nothing. And like most farmers here, Peterson doesn't have access to man-made irrigation systems. He relies solely on rainfall.
So whatever rain falls, that's the water you get.
That's the water we get.
And nothing else.
No.
And if no rain falls, that's the problem.
That's the problem. That's the problem we had this spring. No rain fell.
Nebraska is going through its worst drought since the 1950s. It's complicating harvest of corn and soybeans.
So we kind of got what I would call double dip flash drought. So two separate periods of rapid intensification of drought.
In a state that by some measurements is the third largest agricultural exporting state in all of America. Some rain started falling a few weeks ago, staving off total crop loss. But an intense hailstorm destroyed many crops already fighting for survival.
You might be wondering why it matters that there's a drought here in Nebraska. The answer is because what happens here in the agricultural heartland of America can directly affect food prices in various parts of the world.
Whether you're talking about China, Mexico, South America, or Europe, all those markets are served by agriculture from this part of the country. And likewise, without this, with the drought going on, that tends to push up agricultural commodity prices.
In his fields, Peterson opens up an ear of corn to see the tip is missing kernels. It's a telltale sign of lack of water and uncertainty of what's to come if more rain doesn't fall soon.
At this point, nobody really knows what it's going to be like. So we'll have to, it's a wait and see.
In this heartland region of America, many farmers hope to see rain to save their livelihoods. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, for more on this, we're joined now by Michael Hayes, who's from Lincoln. He's a climatologist at the University of Nebraska. Mr. Hayes, good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. We just heard there in Gabriel's report how difficult it is for farming as an industry at the moment in Nebraska. But is that reflected across the region as you look at the changing weather patterns?
Sure. This has been a very challenging year for farmers across the Midwestern United States, which is the Corn Belt of the U.S. We've had a lot of dryness, some heat. So, yes, I think there are a lot of challenges that farmers are facing this year.
I mean, Nebraska is one state of the Midwest that we, I'd say, get to imagine it being, you know, the food basket of the United States and beyond. What happens really to weather patterns in this area? I mean, what are we seeing? What are the changes that are so very distinctive at this moment in time?
Yeah, it's all dependent on the timing of when these droughts happen and how they affect agricultural production in a region. So for this region in particular, it was a very dry fall and winter last year, and that set the stage for soils to be very dry. And then those conditions intensified this spring and kind of peaked in the month of June. And so that's been very challenging for the agricultural production, which includes wheat, corn, soybeans, and livestock in this region.
If water is scarce, is it economical or even cost-effective for farmers to consider bringing in tankers of water or cloud seeding? Are these possible alternatives?
Sure, I think they are things to think about, but I would say that there might be some other solutions that farmers could look at. And then we need to be sure that we have the support system set up for agricultural producers when they go through years like this one.
We often hear farmers complaining sometimes that the authorities and the government don't do enough. Is there more that either the government at state level or at federal level could do to help farmers? Because at the end of the day, the agricultural belt of Central America feeds most of America.
Exactly. So I think one of the things that needs to work between government officials and agricultural producers is communication and making sure that there is communication going between both groups of people, that they are sharing as accurate information as possible, and that the programs are set up, for example, insurance or other relief programs that can be administered in a timely fashion to the agricultural producers when they need them. And then just trying to be as accurate as possible in depicting conditions and making sure that we have a good understanding of the severity of a drought that's taking place is also very important.
It's good to get your insight. Michael Hayes joining us there from Lincoln and from the University of Nebraska. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.